Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back with you guys with one of my favorite baseball leagues, non-MLB, which is the KBO. And I have two props that I really like on today's slate. So we have Park Se-wong over 17.5 pitching outs, as well as Park Kung-woo over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBI. So let's get into it. Let's start off with the pitcher, and then we're going to go into the hitter in just a second. So let's start off with Park Se-wong. So with him, one thing that I've noticed looking at his advanced metrics is that he is a super heavy ground ball pitcher. And in this league, that is really, really good because you don't want the ball in the air, because this league is terrible as far as from a defending aspect, because a lot of errors and a lot of just misplays. Like, I think a lot of times this defense in this league is worse than single A baseball, which is crazy. But, you know, if you watch this league a lot, you know that the defending is terrible, especially on pitchers. And what that can do is that can force the pitcher to throw extra pitches and actually run up his pitch count even higher than what it should be if they would just get a routine, ground ball to get out of the inning. So I think that, with him being a ground ball pitcher, one thing that I look for, too, is their fielding percentage of the team that I'm backing for the pitcher, because that is crucial. And then we're going to touch on why I like them going up against the KT Wiz. So, like I said, heavy ground ball pitcher. And then also another way you could tell he's a heavy ground ball pitcher is that he has a batting average of balls in play of over 300. As you can see here, his balls batted in play batting average is 342. So that shows he's a heavy ground ball pitcher, and he basically pitches to contact, which we like, and that is also why his ERA is kind of inflated, whereas his expected ERA should be somewhere in the 4 range, but his ERA is 5.36. But anyway, so let's get into it. So one benefit that I like and that bodes well for him too in this matchup is that the KT Wiz hits into the most double plays. They grounded to the most double plays in KBO at 73, higher than any other team in the league. So that bodes well for a ground ball pitcher. And then as well, let's look at his defensive, like I said, defensive fielding percentage. So they are they're right middle of the pack, 980. So middle of the pack, they're pretty good, pretty solid. And then also let's look at their double plays that they turn. They're actually the top team in the KBO in turning double plays, so that bodes well for us as well. So, and then they don't commit a lot of errors. They're like middle of the pack, so they only committed 60 compared to the worst team in the league, which is 88. So not too far off, not too bad. They're a pretty solid defensive team, so that's what we need. That way we don't force him to throw extra pitches and go over his pitch count, early in the game where they have to pull him. So we get a couple, quick 1, 2, 3 innings. And he's not a big strikeout guy either, like I've previously stated. He's more of just a pitch to contact. He has a 15% K rate, so that's not great. You want something over 20% to be a excellent strikeout rate. And then he has a 7.8% walk percentage, so not great as well, but that's better than usual. That means that he's not going to waste pitches as well, walking a lot of people. So we just want him to just be efficient, just be quick and efficient to get us just pitch through 6 innings. That's all he really needs to get over the 17.5 of the pitch through 6 innings. So moving on to our next matchup. So we have the NC Dinos versus the who are we playing against? NC Dinos against the, I think it's Kiwoom, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Kiwoom. Yep, he pitches for Kiwoom. So what we have here is a pitcher that is a non-strikeout pitcher going up against one of the best hitting teams in the KBO and the NC Dinos, but also one of the highest strikeout rates in the KBO, which is the NC Dinos. So, but when they do end up hitting the ball, they hit for average and they hit for power. So, like I said, look at this. He strikes out 8% of batters that he faces, and then he also walks 10%. So that could bode well for our runs, hits, and RBIs, because if he does tend to walk our batter that we have, is more chances of him to be able to just score off of a run. But we also want him to get a hit and score as a run, so it counts as 2 instead of just 1 when he just scores off of a walk. And then also the benefit of our hitter is that he is the cleanup hitter. So if most of you guys are new to baseball or just getting into baseball, The cleanup hitter is basically the guy that has all the RBI potential, because the leadoff batter is pretty much the steal guy, the person that hits for contact, hits for average, and he just gets on base to help, the cleanup hitter to be able to put itself in scoring position for the cleanup hitter, which is usually your best power hitter, to be able to set up the table and score runs. So I really like him in this matchup. But let's get into their peripherals as well. So for Park Ung-woo, the batter for the NC Dinos, he is a really good hitter. Actually, one of the best hitters in KBO from the power perspective. And let's look at him in situations that we're going to go against pitchers. We're going to look at his splits. Let's do situational splits. So situational splits for him, and he's going up against a righty. He bats .358, which is higher than his average for lefties, which is .329. So he bats .358. He got 17 doubles, 1 triple, 7 home runs, and 32 RBIs. He got 19 walks, but he also strikes out a lot more on the right-hand side as opposed to against lefties, which I'm not too concerned about, because like I previously stated, the guy that he's facing against in this situational spot doesn't strike out a lot of batters, so he doesn't have anything to worry about there. He just has to put the ball in play. And then also where he bats in the order, he's pretty much a cleanup hitter, so he bats .353, which is his normal average against righties. In this batting order, sometimes they put him in the 5 hole, sometimes they put him in 8 hole, but anywhere he goes, he hits pretty much. He hits well over 300 in any spot. But another thing I like to look at too is counts, like different counts that he's going to face in the game. And pretty much, in any of these counts where it's 2-strike counts against a non-strikeout pitcher, he has the upper hand to do well. But one thing that sticks out to me like a sore thumb is that in a 3-2 count, he bats .343, which is really good. So if he gets the pitcher in a 3-2 count, or if he gets ahead of the pitcher at any point, whether it's 2-1, 3-1, 1-0, he has excellent batting averages. As you can see here, 3-1, he bats .750. And then also 2-1, bats .600. 1-1, he bats .360. And then also 2-0, he bats .500. And like I said, 1-0, .500. And then just a regular, he go up to bat on his first pitch, he bats .490. So he is a threat from any position. And then it bodes well, like I said, from a non-strikeout thrower. And then also another thing to note is I like to look at the team totals of the team that we are backing for offensive hitters. And right now, the over-under for the NC Dinos team total runs is 6.5. Now it has under 6.5. So that means they're going to score anywhere between 4 to 5 runs, maybe 6, where it still goes under the 6.5. So that means that a lot of runs is going to be scored in this matchup from their side of the their side of the plate. And then also they have the Kiwoom at -140 to get 4 runs. So I really like him. And then also his teammate is not a bad option as well, because what we just talked about, the cleanup hitter, which is the guy that we have, which is Park Ung-woo. He sets the table, and then his teammate right here, Park Min-woo, he is the leadoff hitter. So if anything, he's going to get on base to be able to set up, RBI opportunities for the guy that we pick. So that could bode well. You could take either or. But I really want to stick with the power hitter more so than the contact hitter, because he doesn't really hit home runs or anything like that, or he doesn't get a bunch of extra base hits, because he is older, the leadoff hitter, but he does hit for contact. He's a solid hitter as well. But I'd rather go with the cleanup hitter, where they're going to have RBI opportunities, where if he hit a home run and a runner's on base, he clears this with ease. So I really like that as well. So those are my 2 picks: Park Si-won over 17.5 pitching outs, Park Kung-woo over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and best of luck. Hopefully we all cash tonight. I'll see you guys on the next go round.